Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection. If you guys are excited to see which palettes I talk about today, give me a big thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever it may be. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let's just go ahead, I'm afraid it's going to be a long video, and jump right in. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about more dupe palettes that are in my collection. I thought that I could go over them with you guys, let you guys know what they are dupes for. Some of them, I'll be honest with you guys, I do have coupon codes for. If you want to save some money, by all means definitely use my coupon code, but also know that it is an affiliate code and it does earn my family a little bit of a commission, and we do want to thank you guys if you do choose to use any of our codes. So moving into, and obviously there's no organization whatsoever, yeah, so I'll just kind of jump around. So first we're going to start off with the Juicy palette. This is a CColor Cosmetics palette. This is actually a dupe for the CColor Cosmetics palette. And I actually did do a video for you guys on this palette. Really pretty neutral palette. Another CColor Cosmetics is a beautiful whimsical palette, which is actually a dupe for the Norvina palette. And by the way, the CColor Cosmetics, all of these palettes that I'm going to show you guys, I do have a 10% coupon code, which is Hotmess10. You can use it repeatedly, so feel free to use it over and over and over again. For Christmas coming up, stocking stuffers. This is the Birthday Bash or Birthday Blast palette. Again, this is a dupe for another CColor Cosmetics. This was her 21st birthday, I think, palette. Very good palette. All of these palettes I have reviews on. At the end of the video, guys, I always try and link for you guys my playlist. Here's the Birthday Wish palette by CColor Cosmetics. This is actually a dupe for the Kat Von D Anniversary palette. And I thought this was a good palette. However, I did kind of hard pan. I think it was this one. Maybe this one. I don't remember. But either way, you guys have told me how to fix it. And I just have to do that. But anyways, that is this. All the CColor Cosmetic palettes are like insanely affordable. All of these palettes, actually. All the brands I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so this is a great dupe for the Tarte Clay Play palette. Sorry guys, my voice is a little rough. As you can see, I love this. I did Is It a Dupe or Just a Waste of Money with this palette. It is a great, great palette, and it's insanely affordable. It blows my mind how affordable it is. Here's a dupe for the Kat Von D, I forget what her palette was called, but you have your mattes down here, you have the metals or metallics up here. Here's the CColor Cosmetics Seaside palette. This palette is so pretty, guys. This is actually a dupe for the Urban Decay Beach palette, I believe it's called. It is such a gorgeous palette. Reminds me a lot of one of the palettes that Tarte recently came out with over the summertime. Love this. Absolutely love this. I love all the palettes. Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I have any in here that I couldn't get to work for me. Here is the CColor Cosmetics Savannah palette. This is a dupe for the Safari palette, is what I was trying to say. You can't beat these prices, guys. I mean, these are just amazing, amazing quality palettes. Here is the Golden palette, which is a dupe for the Natasha Denona. Well loved. Can you guys see that? I think this has gotten beat up more than my actual Natasha Denona palette. This is a really good palette. You guys can tell your girl loves it. Sticking with all the CColor Cosmetics. Here is the Nightfall palette by CColor Cosmetics. Again, this is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Texture palette. Again, great, great. Look at that. I mean, I know this video isn't about swatching, guys, but they are just such good formula. Such good formula. And with Jeffree Star talking about how these like name brand companies upcharge so much, like, hi, this is where you guys should get some really good quality things. The Sundown palette is a dupe, well, obviously well loved, for the Desert Dust palette. And again, great, great palette. I might as well just say, I'll tell you if it's bad, which none of these I think are. Oh, I love these. This is the Glow Natural Face palette. Is this not, okay? So this one is a dupe for the Urban Decay palette. Check this out. It is so insane. Again, I know I'm not supposed to be swatching, but oh my gosh, would you look at that? Oh, she's so pretty. Again, all available on the CColor website, and you can use my code HOTMESS10. You got blush, bronzer, highlighter, just amazingness. And there is the Natural Face palette. Now this one is a dupe for the Too Faced Natural palette. Again, I did is it a dupe or just a waste of money for you guys with this palette. It's a beautiful palette. And the highlighters, I love to mix these highlighters together. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, okay. I tell you what, guys, I'm not doing good. I'm a little like depressed, and sitting here playing and swatching and looking at makeup makes me so happy. I have been kind of struggling with my anxiety and my depression, not gonna lie to you guys. This next palette is the Prestige palette. I have had amazing luck with this palette. This is actually a dupe for the Soft Glam palette. I love this palette. Absolutely love it. The ABH Soft Glam, like I said, is what it is a dupe for. This is the Angel palette, which I have still yet to play in, but I have swatched, and I can tell you, I don't know why I keep going to shimmer. I think because glitter and shimmer makes me happy, and like I said, I'm a little struggling. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, this is a dupe for the Kat Von D Divine palette. Sticking with CColor Cosmetics, we have the Around the World palette. You guys know I can't get enough of this one. I talk about this palette all the time. You guys can see there's a lot of dents in here. It's funny because I actually reach for this palette more than I do my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Yeah. Which is kind of sad because I paid a lot for that one. So this is a great, great palette. All of the minis. CColor Cosmetics has a dupe for all of the Huda Beauty 9-pan palette minis. I'm hoping that they also will dupe the new nudes palettes that came out. Absolutely gorgeous. These are phenomenal. This one has been one of my faves. Like, absolutely one of my favorites. And this one. These two, 3 and 1, were like my go-tos for like the longest time. I had to stop. So there's all of those. You guys want to see? I'll just show all of them to you. There's that one. I'm trying to get better about putting color back into it. It scares me. I'm trying to be better about using color, but it kind of freaks me out. Here is 5. Isn't that gorgeous? I feel like there's so many colors or palettes coming out of things that we already kind of have. Here's the Fantasy Glow Kit. Now, as you can tell, this is a dupe for the ABH palette. I forget which one, but this was a really good one. I feel like I did kind of hard pan that one a little bit, but that's always fixable. But man, I went to town in that. Can you guys see that? Obviously that was a go-to for a while. Oh my goodness, this is an amazing palette. This is another one called Sundown, and this is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. This palette, amazing, absolutely amazing. I always get so many compliments when I use this palette. Maybe because of the shades, I don't know, but this palette, it's amazing. Okay, let's start with the unisex palettes. Here's the Unisex 1 palette. This is a dupe for the Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette. Beautiful palette, can't go wrong with that. I love the size of these pans. Unisex 2 palette is actually a dupe for the Jeffree Star, is it called Beauty Killer, I believe, palette. I think it's intimidating until you cover that one up. Once I cover up that one, I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally work with that. The pink just is like, ooh. Maybe my favorite color, but it still scares me. Okay, Unisex 3 palette is again another dupe for Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, I believe is the name of it. This is a great palette. Absolutely love it. Then we have the Unisex 4 palette, which is a dupe for the Kristen Dominique Latte palette. Well-loved palette. See, you know what, guys? Doing these videos really, like, makes me appreciate my collection. Here's the Unisex 5 palette, which is another dupe for the Kristen Dominique. This is her Lemonade palette. Very, very pretty. Now we'll move into the Dope palettes by CColor. This is the 14 pan palette that is a dupe for the Lorelei Nudie Patootie. I did have one hard pan. I still need to put the tape on there, but again, really good palette. Really good. Like, if you don't want to think when you have to do your eyeshadows, this is your palette, y'all. I'm serious. Dope 2. I love this one. Only for this section. These I could obviously live without, but this color story is so my jam. These are amazing. Quality though, pigmentation, these are great, bright, like punch you in the face kind of colors. They're very bold. They work so well. But, you know, I'm a simple neutral queen here. That's my jam. Okay. Now, I will be honest with you guys. Their tin pan palettes for a while were not some of my favorite palettes. So this one is a dupe for, I think it's the CColor Cosmetics, her, I forget which one, but it's one of her palettes and it's a dupe for here. It's not a bad one, but I definitely feel like the quality is a little different than like this quality, if that makes sense. Except when it came to the Fairy Tale 1 and 2 palette. Things changed. So prior to these two, we had these, okay? And I do think that the Peachy palette is a good palette, works well, but like I said, the formulation in all of these palettes are, well, are about the same. Let me just show you the rest of them. Here is the Peachy 2, which is of course the dupe for the Too Faced matte palette. And by the way, if you don't want to support Too Faced, fortunately CColor Cosmetics dupes a lot of Too Faced. Here's the Royal Peach palette. Again, it's a dupe for the CColor Cosmetics. You guys can see I hard panned this one and need to fix it, but it was a decent palette, not one of my faves, and I told you guys that. Did I show you that? I showed you that. Okay, I showed you that. So all of these were not some of my favoritist palettes. I would say these worked really, they all worked. They just weren't my favorite. There's that. Okay, however, this cherry palette, this is when they started changing things. Amazing, nice, creamy formula that you would expect from CColor. And it still has that like yummy, like your sticker that you get in your 3rd grade for like acing a test. Yeah, it smells like that. It's really good. These were really good shadows. This is when I feel like they started to change the formula in their tin pans, which was much appreciated. I really like this formula. As you can see, no hard pan or anything, really good. Then came Fairy Tale. This is a dupe for the Too Faced Clover palette. This palette is amazing. I put this bad boy legit to the test. I took the kids to Kings Island, 90-some degree day, hot as sin, bright eye look, did not fade. The Too Faced one faded, this one did not. And I want to say this is like 12 bucks maybe. I think it's less than that. Amazing palette, guys. Like the quality, it's amazing. And like I said, if you don't want to support Too Faced, check out the palettes they have at CColor. Here's the Fairy Tale 2 palette. This is a dupe for the Gingerbread Spice palette. It's supposed to be a limited edition, I believe, holiday palette last year. And of course, we know how that worked. They came back. This, again, great palette. I've done multiple looks with this palette. It's beautiful. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm so happy I did not pick up the Too Faced Clover or Spice Gingerbread Spice palette. I borrowed the palettes when I did Is It a Dupe or Just a Waste of Money from Hailey, and this is great. Like I do not feel the need to go and add the Too Faced to my collection. I'm very happy with these dupes for the Too Faced. Moving on, more Too Faced dupes. You guys see this like in all of my flipping videos practically. This is the Soft Natural palette. I swear by these 2 shades in here. I use all of them, but on the daily, these are like my dailies. This is my brow bone inner corner highlight. This is like set the entire lid. Love it. It's a great palette. Here is the Matte Natural by CColor. And again, like these mattes are amazing. Again, you want a simple palette where you don't have to think, you can just throw some shades on and go about your life. These are the wonderful palettes. Even when Ulta had the 21 Days of Beauty, these were still a better deal. I'm just saying. Oh, I forgot to pull my cream contour. Did I? I did. Okay, so here is the powder contour. I got, you guys, this also comes in cream. I love that. I will actually, I've got it over there. I remember to grab this one. I use the cream contour. It's very, very similar to my Natasha Denona contour. And this is the powder contour. It's amazing. That's all there is to it. This is like, I think with my coupon code, $6 and change maybe. I think. I don't know. But it is just, I reach for this more than I do my Natasha Denona contour kit, which is, again, sad. Why do I even buy the high end? Okay, I have a few more CColor things. Oh, that's my extra. Here's the Electra palette. I have absolutely no clue what this is a dupe for, guys. This was a good palette. This was actually a really good palette. I hard panned this one. But if you need shimmers, this is pretty much an all shimmer palette, but it's a good palette. Not one of my faves. I'll be real with you guys. It's not one of my faves, but it's not bad. Oh, the Frost palette. Sis hit pan on this one. Do you see the pan? It does not happen often. Like, it legit never hardly happens with my eyeshadows. Do I hit pan? I put this aside. I love this shade. I was using these nudes over and over and over again. And honestly, guys, I thought about getting the Carly Bible, but I felt like if you cover up the shade, I kind of felt like that was close enough. And I mean, if you have some of the other palettes here, I feel like you could recreate that Carly Bible palette. You know, I don't know, really pretty. This is, oof, I had to take this away from myself. And I had to take this away from myself. This is the strobe highlighting palette. This is the bomb.com, guys. Every single shadow, or not shadow, every single highlighter in here, I love. This is like creamy melt in your skin type of formula. It's gorgeous. It is so amazing. Hey guys, can you do me a favor and hit that like button, please? Please hit that like button. If you enjoy this video, can you do me another favor and hit that subscribe button? I would greatly appreciate that too, guys. Okay, let's move over to some other ones. Here is one by Beauty Glazed. This is the Impressed You. This was supposed to be a dupe for, of course, as we know, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe collab. And I'm not saying this was a bad palette. It wasn't. It worked. However, it was not a good dupe. As far as dupes go, when I'm doing a dupe video, I want to recreate look like the same similar eye look, and you really got to get up and close and personal to figure out it's different. You know what I mean? Like, that probably made no sense. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is all over the place. But this wasn't a bad palette. It just was not, to me, a good dupe. That's all I'm saying. By the way, the children are home, so there's that. Okay, sticking with Beauty Glazed, here is the Uranus palette by Beauty Glazed. This was a fun palette, great quality. I picked it up off of Amazon. I don't have a coupon code for the Beauty Glazed, but I really liked this palette. I thought it was a great, great palette. I have a couple, do I have another one? Okay, here is another palette. This is called the Perfect Beauty Glazed Eyeshadow Palette. This was intended, I believe, to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty palette, the New Nudes palette. It wasn't, but it was a really, really good formula. Oh my goodness, this formula was amazing. I truly, really, really, truly loved it. So, won't go wrong there. Again, picked it up off of Amazon. This was sent to me by Corey. Thank you again, Corey. This is the Delancey Avocado Green palette. This palette was so fun to play with. Very, very beautiful. You guys, don't let these shades scare you. Sorry, I got out of frame. You can completely make an everyday eye look with this palette. It was gorgeous. It's beautiful, creamy, pigmented. I mean, like, yes, please. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I say I'm not going to swatch, and then I swatch. If you guys are still here, thank you so much. Let me know your favorite eyeshadow palette I've shown you so far. I know, it's gonna be hard. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about UCANBE. I have some UCANBE palettes. This is the Altered palette. I honestly have no clue what this is a dupe for, but I really like this palette. It was a great palette. Had a little bit of hard panning, but overall it's great. I thought at first it was going to be like the Urban Decay palette, but then you got these shades over here, but it's a great neutral everyday palette. You don't have to think too much about it. Again, Amazon is where this is available. Okay, this one was a great dupe for, again, UCANBE, the Huda palette. This was a good dupe for the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette. The only difference between this and another one I'm going to show you is this right here. This is not a concealer, it's a powder. The shades were very similar, very comparable, and it was definitely a good dupe, especially when you compare it to them right here trying to dupe it. Then we had this Magic Spell, I believe it was called, palette. Yeah, Magic Spell eyeshadow palette by UCANBE. This was a good palette. I enjoyed this palette. This is a dupe for one of the Lime Crime palettes, which I don't own. And honestly, this is enough for me not to add the Lime Crime to my collection. Really pretty. I really did like it. I like the setup and everything. Nice muted colors. Beauty Creations Tease Me palette. This is the one that Rachel sent to me for my birthday. And this is a really pretty palette. I think this came first, and then I want to say Huda Beauty did the new nudes. I could be wrong on that. Feel free to correct me. But I want to say this one was first, and this is a great palette too. Like, absolutely, you're not going to be upset. So, like I said, this is by Beauty Creations. The other ones was by Beauty Glazed. Okay, so here's another palette by UCANBE. This is the Starry palette, and I've not played in this one yet. It's a lot of glitters, like a lot of glitters, which aren't so much my jam. I think with Halloween and stuff, this could be really good. So maybe Hillary would want to play in it. I don't know, or Haley. But this has like really chunky, not, oh, looks like we're touching it. Oh. Well, why not? Let's just swatch it. Oh, wow, that's cool. This is like the Color Pop, guys. The stuff that you can't put on your eyeballs. Let's do this one, because you know your girl loves me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Why have I not played in that? Because it's not my thing, but yeah, I'll play with that. Oh, I love this one. You guys know I love all things sparkle. Oh, yes. Okay, sorry guys. Such a professional. I'm telling you, when you are down and out, go play in your makeup. Just saying. Talk about some alter ego. This right here, this little beauty is what put them on the map. This is a Temptress palette, the dupe for the Sultry palette. Well loved, more loved than my Sultry palette. It's a great palette, guys. That's all there is to it. I do have a coupon code for alter ego, and that is just Hotmess. And it is a recurring type of coupon code. You can use it over and over and over again. We have the Daydream palette. Absolutely gorgeous. I will tell you guys, this was a very good comparable dupe to the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette, right down to the concealer. That is what had me so excited over this palette, is the fact that it had the concealer in here. No other palette that I could find that was trying to be a dupe for the New Nudes had that. I know that's not for everybody, and you know, that's fine, but I loved that factor when I was doing the is it a dupe or just a waste of money. Some of the colors were a little off, but again, it wasn't like horrible or anything. Moving on, we have the Goddess palette, which again is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. And I did do dupe in the dupe. Oh my god, I've made such a mess of this palette. You can tell this is my jam. I mean, look at this palette and my CColor Cosmetics palette. I mean, you guys can tell I truly love this color scheme. I like annihilate these palettes. I know, I'm hurting people's hearts. I'm really sorry, guys. Anyways, this is a great palette. A lot of you guys have said, is there a big difference between these? The only difference I truly could find was the colors in the CColor palette were, to me, I felt like a bit closer to the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and they're pressed a bit firmer. The Goddess palette, very comparable, very similar, but they're pressed a little bit softer. So I think it just comes down to, do you want to spend a little bit more money on it? You know, do you like that softer type of pressing, or do you prefer a firmer pressed powder? Okay, I think this one is the last one, guys. This is the Sahara palette. Again, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. If you love the Biba palette, buy this. Don't worry about getting that Natasha Denona. I love it. I love Natasha Denona shadows, but you guys, the price for this, the quality, mind-blowing. So good. Absolutely amazing. Okay guys, so this is part 2 of my eyeshadow palette collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please help me out. Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share our channel. I would really, truly, greatly appreciate it, guys. I'm hoping to continuously keep uploading for you guys, but like I said, I'm kind of in my own head at the moment and going through it. So anyways, friends, until next time, please don't forget to check my description box down below. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I think that's it. Okay, I'm gonna hop off. I love you guys. And until next time, as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye.